the man died. And during the time this story was told, if you are in debt, you will have to sell your children in order to pay your debt. So the man died in debt. The wife did not want to lose the two sons that she had with him. So she went, like every other person in Nigeria, she went to the man of God to say her problem. And she said, oh, look, my husband worked here, was a faithful member of this commission. And right now, he's dead. You know him, he's dead. But before he died, he had a pile of debts. And the people he's owing, they're about to come and take our son for the debt. And she went there, probably thinking like most 80% of Nigerians, that the man will go in there and take part of the offering and solve the problem, or probably anoint her and let her go, and the people that are owing, the husband was owing, will leave her alone. But the man said, first he asked, what do you want me to do? Then the second thing he said was, what do you have in your house? And the woman, like most Nigerians, because of their mindset, which we are going to address today, said she had nothing. Then she remembered that there was a small oil, and she said, except a small oil. And then the man now said something. He said, go to your house, go to your neighbors, and borrow vessels, empty vessels. Since you say you have oil, go to your neighbors and borrow vessels, and borrow not a few. And when she had done that, she went back to the man, and the man said, go into your house, close the door, and begin to fill those jars, those vessels with the oil. And she started doing that. And she kept doing that until the oil ceased. And she went back and told the man that the oil has ceased, but everywhere is filled with, all the jars were filled with oil. And the man said, all right, now go sell, pay your debts and live on the rest. Now, you would ask, what has this story got to do with entrepreneurial mindset? It has everything to do with entrepreneurial mindset. You know, when the last speaker was speaking, I was listening to him and he said a lot of things. Wow, he said a lot of things. I would like to listen to him from the beginning again. But he closed with something. He said, everything comes down to execution. Everything comes down to one word, action. No matter what you hear at the pulpit, at this conference, anywhere in the world, no matter what book you read, so long as you don't act, no principle of success can replace action. So then what is action? What is action? You write the letters A-C-T-I-O-N. That is the definition of an entrepreneurial mindset. Those acronyms, A-C-T-I-O-N. We're going to look at it now. And we'll bring it into this story that we just heard. That woman had a mindset. And after a while, you get to realize that you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. I was speaking with somebody and I was saying this story somewhere, and I said, do you know that the oil that solved the problem had always been in that house? That oil that they used to eventually pay the debt and live on the rest. And the man was leaving the oil. He was not seeing the potential of the oil. He was not seeing it as a solution. He was not seeing it as something that he needs to act on. He was not seeing it as something that was marketable. He was not seeing it as something that would provide solution to his environment, to his neighborhood, and he will be rewarded for it. It's the same thing with Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the most blessed nations in the world in terms of human resources, in terms of minerals, in terms of weather, in terms of everything. And everything that we have in Nigeria, as long as we have the same mindset like the husband of that woman, we will leave them and we will go to church. We will go to the mosque. The two major religions in the world, Islam and Christianity, have their highest number in this country. And because we don't have the right mindset, we'll ignore the potential of the resources we have and spiritualize everything. Just like the husband of that woman. In the end, what happened? The man had solution. He didn't see it because he did not have the right mind. And he died in debt. Just like Nigeria, if somebody does not intervene right now, we will die in debt, but God forbid. We have more churches than banks. We have more churches than schools. We have more churches than anything you can think of. We have mosques all over the place. We have them blocking our roads. We have people building churches, and every street there are churches. Some places their mission is to build churches all over the place, just like the husband of that woman. So when we have problem, the first place we go is to go to church or to go to the mosque, and we forget the potential minerals. There are more white people coming into Nigeria than the ones that are leaving. What is it that they see? What is it that they know that we don't know? These people, like the woman, Nigeria is at that point where the woman had to go and meet the man of God, even though it was for the wrong reason. She said, "They are about to take my children away. Our children are literally being taken away. Everybody is sending their children abroad. They go there and learn all sorts. They become men and Bobrisky and the rest of them and come back different. Some of them don't want to come back. That is literally what they want to do. Like that woman that was about to lose her children. That's exactly what's about to happen to us." And this woman cries out, and the first thing the man did was to redirect her mind. The woman, the solution you're looking for is in your house. What do you have? Look well, what do you have? So the first letter of the word action is ask. Ask yourself, what do I have? What are my potentials? What are the things that I can use right now? Do a SWOT analysis of your life, of your business, of everything. What exactly is it that I can use right now to change my economy? Because there are three economies. There is global economy, there is national economy, and then your personal economy. The economy is basically the exchange of goods and money. How much goods is coming in and how much money is exchanged for goods. That's economy. The national and the global economy is basically not your problem, but your own is your own personal economy. What do you have that you can take to the global market or national market or your immediate community market in exchange for financial reward. So the first thing that happened to that woman was a mind shift. Woman, what you're looking for is not here. If it's here, it's not the way you want to get it, that you're going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to change.
You need to have a change of heart. You need to go back and evaluate yourself. So the first letter in the word action, if you want to take action concerning your life right now, is to reevaluate your environment, evaluate your life, have a SWOT analysis. What are the things that I can do now? What are my potential? I like the last speaker because his emphasis was in taking action right here, right now. Improve on the go. Excel on the go. Move from the hustler stage. Don't wait until everything is right. Start with what you have and where you are. Begin to do something right now. Because nobody gets rewarded for your intentions. You don't get paid for what you intend to do. We're not all gathered here because Akin intends to do a program. We're here because he's doing the program. He has set up the stage. We're all here now. We're now listening. We're now talking because the program has started. It may not be the magnitude that he wants it to be, but it has started. So, ask yourself, what do I have? Everybody has something. There's a book that I'm about to write called The Parable of the Naira. And it's based on the story of the talents. The man that was about to travel that gave one 5, gave one 2, and gave one 1 of his servant before he traveled, and what they did with it. And the fundamental truth in that particular story is the fact that everybody, including you that is listening to me now, has something. And when you don't see what you have, you will be like the wife of that woman that had an oil that could have solved his problem, but he was busy going to church, looking for a solution, and he died in debt. So the first thing the man told her was, go ask yourself this question, go and find out what you have in your house. And she, first of all, said no, because until your mind is open, you cannot see what is in front of you. So she had a mind shift. She had a revelation now. She understood there was oil in her house. She had potential. That oil represents everything you can do, everything that you can have, everything you can build on. Because we're not told that the oil was in a finished state. We're not told that they told her, go into one room, there's a drum of oil. No, the oil was small. It was small. It had to be built on. It had to be improved on. It had to grow. Just like the last speaker, I keep going back to the little I heard from him. You can start even from an idea of the book, from the thought level, but you still need to finish the whole book anyway. But start with what you have and where you are. So he said, yes, it's a little oil, but go. Go to your neighbors. Now, your neighbors are the ones that have the money that you're looking for. The wealth you're looking for in 2023 is in your neighbor's hands. It's in the pocket of people. Your job is to go home, find the oil, find the potential, find the things that you're going to do to take to those people to get the money that is in their pockets. Every money you're looking for is in the pocket of somebody. But they won't give you money for nothing. They will give you money for something. And from what we are looking at in that story, everybody has something, but sometimes we don't know we have what we can take to the market to get the money. It will be the way you speak. I'm fascinated about these kids called Ikorodu boys. They are not graduates. They are just street boys. They didn't have the best equipments. They didn't have the best of trainings. But they had that, what I would call their own oil. A desire to do movies. And they began to do those small mimic version of blockbuster Hollywood movies, trailers. Because the tools are there. The internet is for all, as long as you can get your data. And they started posting these things. It didn't matter. People didn't need to know who their father was. They didn't need to know their educational qualification. They didn't need to know whether they're Hausa or Yoruba or any religion. What they saw was their effort and their product. They got Hollywood's attention when they realized what they had and they worked with it. Some of us will say, oh, I don't know anybody. I don't know this. You see, I always tell people, the amount of effort you can do to pursue your dream, to become what you want to become, is not determined by anybody else but yourself. That is why what Messi has naturally, Ronaldo got by hard work. Both of them might be competing for the same accolade, but one of them we know is naturally gifted. That's Messi. But Ronaldo, you cannot outwork him when it comes to training to be the best footballer of the world. So the amount of effort you will put to achieve your goal is actually in your hands. So now the woman is asked a question to do a SWOT analysis and to find out what she had, and she did. And when it was located, her strength was located. The man now gave her a plan. The man gave her a plan. Say, go to your neighbors, get vessels. And now, because the size of solution you provide determines the size of reward that you get in life. That is why Dangote is the richest man in the world. He's not the richest man in the world because we like his name or we like the spelling of Dangote. No, he's the richest man in the world. He's the richest man in Nigeria, or it's supposed to be the richest man in Nigeria, because everybody in Nigeria that wants to build a house will use the cement. You want to do anything that has to do with cement, you have to take something from Dangote's oil. If you want to eat, you have to take his sugar. If you want to do pasta, you have to take his pasta. He has a lot of products that the 200 or so million Nigerians go to take from that his little oil. And as a result, it provides so much solution that he cannot be ignored, because each time you provide solution, you are rewarded. The man that takes keke to move people from one street to another is in transport business. What's the name of this man? This man that has Virgin Atlantic, Richard Branson. He's also in transport business. The difference in their reward is in the size of transportation that they both deliver. So if you want to get more out of life, it's about becoming more and providing more. It's that simple. So the man says, look, in as much as you have small oil, in as much as you have small oil, it does not mean, now I'm going to contradict the last speaker now. In as much as you have small oil, or you say you saw small oil, you need to think big. So borrow not a few. Don't think of solving just a small problem. Start borrowing, because the vessels you're bringing, according to the story, the vessels you are going to collect from her neighbors are empty vessels. Empty vessels are actually problems. They're actually not going to increase your debt. You could actually return them back if nothing happens, and they will not charge you for it. So he said, borrow not a few, borrow plenty, think big. You ask more oil, but think big. And the woman obeyed and went and committed to a plan. He now said, lock yourself in and begin to feel it. That's plan. Now, let me say that the woman borrowed a lot of big vessels, and she had this small jar of oil to start with. Don't you think it's a lot of work, a lot of hard work to move those small size oil to fill those huge jars? It would have been a lot easier if they had just told her, carry those jars to some big river where they have oil as a well and just scoop it. But now she has to use a small container of oil to fill large jars. That is a lot of hard work. Whether you are a billionaire hustler or you are somebody that just believes in achieving success by any other means, you cannot escape hard work. You can't escape hard work. You must be committed. See, in the action, the word action is commit to a plan. Commit to a workable plan. T is one word that a lot of us are familiar with, but it's one of the places where a lot of people stop. The ability to take calculative risk. You cannot say you are ready to take action if you are not ready to take calculative risk. Because if somebody, like last week I said, if somebody were to say, you have an idea of a book and you're working on the book and you now put up a pre-order about the book and you're selling the book as a pre-order material, that is a risk. That is a risk. And there is nobody that has succeeded in any worthwhile venture, and that there's no millionaire, there is no billionaire that you can mention that has not taken a risk in their life. So, T, you take a risk. I, you have to invest. You have to invest time, you have to invest money. O, you have to obey the appropriate and applicable laws, even as you're taking the action. Because you can't say because you are told to take action, you not take action that are contrary to the law of nature or the law of the land. And you have to have a never give up attitude to life. I'm going to tell you a story, another story. This time, it's not like the one I told you now. It's about a real life billionaire in Nigeria that encapsulates everything that I just shared with you. Because right from the on-go, that man had the entrepreneurial mindset. It's in the name of Mr. Innocent Chukwuma Ofedora. Most of you know him with another name, but I'll keep that until when it's necessary for me to mention what you know him as. When in 1978, he had just finished his secondary education and taking what they had then, something like WAEC and JAM to enter the university. He wanted to be a mechanical engineer. And when he took the JAM, the first thing that happened was that after writing the JAM, rather than lazy around or start fooling around with girls, he went to meet his brother that was a pharmacist and told his brother to allow him to work in the pharmacy. And he worked with his brother while he was waiting for his results. The results came and he didn't make the cut-up to become the mechanical engineer. And immediately, like every person that has an entrepreneurial mindset, he did not give up. He went straight and said he wanted to learn how to sell motorcycle spare parts. when he attached himself to one of the biggest names in motorcycle spare parts business at that time. And he worked with that man for a year, and he learned the much he could. At the end, he told the man he was done. He went back to his brother, and his brother gave him 3,000 naira. 3,000 naira then, compared to today, is probably about 30 or so million naira, because that was in about 1970, according to 1980, 80 something, early 80s. So he started his own motorcycle spare part business, and while he was still doing that, he was still understanding this in motorcycle. He wanted to study mechanical engineering, but he had an entrepreneurial mindset. He was in Nigeria, or he's in Nigeria. He's still in Nigeria now. So the next thing he did was, after 1 year, he told his brother, let's check the books. Because you can't be an entrepreneur without being particular about the numbers. He made 10 times the amount of money the brother made from his pharmacy. Mind you, the brother was a graduate of an university. He didn't go to university. He was just a spare parts motorcycle trader. And he made 10 times the amount of money the brother made from his pharmacy in his own business. Now, he didn't end there. This same guy looked around him and realized that back in those days, in the 80s, the people in the East loved motorcycle more than cars. They loved motorcycle more than cars. So he decided that the cost of motorcycles were too high at that time, especially to Kubo bikes. So he said he was going to see how he was going to bring the cost much lower than the existing price at that time. So he went to overseas. Then traveling abroad was very easy. You didn't need visas like we have today. You just pay your transport and just go to Britain, go to America, go anywhere. So he traveled overseas. When he got there, he found out that there were 4 big companies that were bringing in motorcycles to Nigeria. That was enough to stop and kill that idea of going into importing motorcycles, or even thinking of bringing down the price. But it didn't stop him. What did he do? He looked at it to find out exactly how do you bring this idea, this vision of bringing down the cost of motorcycle. How do I still achieve it? He didn't go to university. This guy did not go to university for 1 day. And he now realized from his experience from selling motor parts that he could actually assemble a motorcycle from scratch. So he found out that whenever they were importing those bikes, they had to put the bikes already assembled. And a 40-feet container would carry 40 bikes because they had to put them in crates that would enable them not to hit each other and spoil. So it took 40 bikes in already assembled to import them in a 40-feet container. Innocent went back and met the companies that were selling the bikes abroad. And they now told them, look, I'll buy your bikes, but I don't want you to assemble them for me. I want them in parts. I want them to be disassembled. And the moment he did that, in the same 40-feet container that they brought, other people were bringing 40 motorbikes. He could bring 120 motorcycles in one container. You could ship in 120 bikes in one container as against 40. So 3 times the volume at the same price of transportation. Once he did that, naturally, he knocked everybody out of the market. Today, that same principle that he used in the bike is what he's using to bring and have the first motor manufacturing company in Nigeria, because everybody knows him as Innocent Motors. That is what they call entrepreneurial mindset. The ability to look at your environment, the ability to know what you have. In his own case, he understood machine. It had nothing to do with university. Today, he employs the same people that he would have studied what they studied, mechanical engineers, to assemble his cars. Today, he's a billionaire that is respected both in and out of Nigeria. Here's my message here. I'm not against anybody traveling overseas. I'm not against people traveling. But I just believe that the solution is not in your leaving this country. I believe that if you are lazy, if you cannot provide solution in Nigeria, if you have not sharpened your edge, if you have not sharpened your mind, if you cannot see opportunities around you like Innocent Motors did right from when he was a teenager, if you cannot develop and see your environment, what your environment needs, and know how to, even when we take you to that America, like I said, a lizard in Nigeria does not become a crocodile in US. You will still be a lizard. Over time, whenever I'm online, during the time of Donald Trump, you see a lot of them complaining about how they harass them. I always tell them, I said, look at the people that they are harassing. Look at their profile. Look at the pictures. They say they shot him. If he was not a black man, they would have shot him. I don't care. But they don't shoot everybody. They don't shoot everybody. Success is not what you pursue to America or to anywhere. Success is who you become. It's what you attract. It's the condition you attract by who you have become. I've been in business right from when I was in school. And when I came out, I studied civil engineering, and I realized that books were not done very well. People were not publishing their books very well. And I love books. So I took time to begin to see how I could produce my books the same way those people who are in America and Europe produce their books. Before you know it, we have people from outside Nigeria sending their materials for us to publish their books and send to the same America, the same Europe, the same South Africa. Is it that they don't have publishers there? No. So you have to have a mind shift. You have to ask yourself, what are those things around me that I can actually effect a change? Do a SWOT analysis. What do I have? Have a plan. Have a plan. Commit to it. There is going to be a point where you need to take a risk. It was risky for that young man. It was risky for that young man to decide to say he was going to take on the 4 big companies that were into importation of motorbikes. So I don't know, your own is not going to be motorbike. I don't know what it is that is your own oil. But I believe that every one of us, we have something. We have something, and there are vessels out there to be filled. And when we locate the vessels and we fill not a few, we have enough. The other thing is, when the man said, sell it. No matter what it is that you can produce, if you don't know the act of selling, you will not be able to get the reward. You need to be able to sell your gift. You need to be able to produce your gift, because your gift comes as a raw material. It's for you to refine it into skill. It's for you to develop it. It's for you to bring it as a food. One of the major problems Nigeria has as a nation and also as individual is the fact that that is into America. America is almost like a finished product. People made America America. America was not existing like that, and the Indians, when they met the Indians, that was not how America was. People came from Scotland and Britain and migrated to that place and developed it for it to be a finished product. If we change our mindsets, locate our oil, develop ourselves, we should be able to make Nigeria the next America. We should be able to make people want. There's something about Nigeria that makes the white man to come here. There's something that makes. I was listening to this guy. What's his name? I was listening to Air Mustafa. There's something he said. He said one of the minerals we have in this country. He said one of the minerals we have in this country, he properly developed, he properly utilized, he properly refined, and he's not even talking about oil. He said it can produce, I don't know whether he said 90 or 9 Dubais. He said it could produce 90 or 9 Dubai. So our problem is the problem of the husband of the woman in my story. We are dying in debt because our mind is not open to the things that we have. We are dying in debt because we are not ready to take action, to ask ourselves, what is it that we have? How do we make a plan? How do we develop it? And then how do we take it to the marketplace to sell it and then pay our debts and live on the rest? So my prayer is that as many of us that have attended this program, we should have that mind shift rather than spiritualize everything. When you talk about the supernatural, supernatural is the natural combining with the super. The natural is your responsibility. The super is God. God cannot do for you what you are supposed to do yourself. And you cannot do for God what he's supposed to do. When you do your part and God does his part, that is when you experience the supernatural. But most of the time, what we go to do in the churches and in the mosque is to ask God to do both his part and our part. And in most cases, we end up like the man in my story, who die or they die in their debts. So I believe I've been able to contribute my own 5 cents in developing the entrepreneurial mindset, because that was exactly what the man in the story told the woman to do. Don't come here to get your solution. Go and develop your mind to see what you have and to develop it, refine it, and take it to the marketplace. When you do, people will pay you. You pay your debts, and you can feed and live like a big boy on the rest. Have a lovely day.
All right. Thank you so very much, Victor Okoro. Wow. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
I can see, okay, I'm enjoying this session. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, good. This is just a quick sort of icebreaker. All right, I also want to have an idea of where we are joining from. I can see quite a number of my people in here. So kindly do this favor for us and share the Zoom link with other people. Let's have more people in the house because this is very critical for us. So please kindly share the Zoom link, kindly share the Zoom link, kindly share the Zoom link. We've been looking, once again, let me be sure. All right, I have limited time to spend because I have another session. The title of this conference is Run to Where the Money Will Be in 2023. Run to Where the Money Will Be in 2023. This particular segment in my session, I've been asked to speak on the heart of networking, building strong connections for business growth. You are in business because of people. You're not in business because of yourself. You are rendering a service because of people, not because of yourself. So if people are not patronizing you or you're not making contact with people, then you are not in business. You need to learn to convert your contact into contract that will make you profitable and productive. I tell people that networking is not assumed. Networking is not automatic. Networking is intentional. Networking is deliberate. Networking is conscious. Networking is not about sharing your business card up and down like small chops when you go for events. Nah, I mean, it's possible for you to go for an event and the person you just want to network with is just 2 or 3 people that you have identified that are coming for the event, or that you identified at the event as someone you need to connect with, either because of the way they dressed, their courage, or they have this aura that you need to tap into. Anyways, we're going to get into that. In case you see me for the first time or meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Shogo. Please kindly confirm that you can see my slides, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see my slides, kindly chat in the chat room. Let me know that you can see my slide. Thank you. I'm in the chat room. I'm waiting for feedback. Okay, fine. Yes, that's fine. All right, thank you very much. So my name is Dr. Shogo. I'm a peak performance coach. I consult for corporations. I've consulted for organizations cutting across telecoms, aviation, oil and gas, law, business, just banking, just name it. I'm a corporate trainer. All right, I'm a member of Forbes Coaches Council. I serve as personal advisor to high net worth people. I'm a conference speaker. I've spoken in over 15 countries. And I'm a life and business strategist. I've consulted for over 500 small businesses across Africa. So that's just a little about me. Media mentions. My thoughts have been published on Forbes magazine. I've been featured and profiled by The Guardian, Nigerian Tribune, Channels TV, KTN, TVC, just to mention a few. Once again, for emphasis sake, this session, we're looking at the heart of networking, building strong connections for business growth. This is very important. And I want to start by saying networking is an investment in your business. Networking is an investment in your business. And you know what? It takes time. And when you do networking correctly, it can actually yield you great results for years to come. That particular quote is credited to Diane L. Big. This is very important. When we look at networking, networking is an investment. When you invest something, it means that you are expecting a return on investment. So networking is not just about, when we look at time, you're either spending your time or you're investing your time. So it's not just about wasting time, meeting people and hanging out unnecessarily. All right, networking takes time because you need to invest continuously, and harvest is not immediate. That is very important. Another thing I want us to quickly look at is, we know this particular popular quote, which most people don't give credit to the author. It is called Your Network is Your Network. Please, can you hear me mute? Can you hear me mute that particular person? Please. Your network determines your net worth. Your network is your net worth, which means that the quality of the people in your life, the quality of the people you know, and the people that knows you determines your net worth, affects your net worth, and influences your network. The good book said, there's a popular saying, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. So it's very important that you know that the people that you associate with influences your net worth. Now, let's look at this one. This is credited to Bob Berg. It says, the successful networkers know, that is, the networkers that are receiving referrals back to back, the ones that are happy with themselves and are fulfilled, they know that continually putting other people's needs ahead of your own is what makes the big, is what changes the game. You need to be able to serve. You need to be able to give value. You need to be able to put others first, which means that networking is not about you. Networking is about the other person. So a lot of times people go into networking with the intention of collecting. So in order for you to be profitable in networking, in order for you to make money networking, you must consider the needs of the other first. That is very, very important. Yes. Now let's look at this. This is the third quote I'm going to share. Network is marketing. You're marketing yourself, you're marketing your uniqueness, and you're marketing what you stand for. One of the 10 presuppositions, let me put on this. It's just the light from my laptop that is affecting me. One of the presuppositions of NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, there are 10 of them. One of the presuppositions says one way is not the only way. One way is not the only way. So which means when we look at networking, there's no singular definition from networking, and we can look at networking from different angles. And this is why I pulled different quotes so as to broaden our perspective about what network marketing is, what networking and network is. So when we look at networking from another perspective, it's an ability for you, an opportunity for you to sell what you do, to sell yourself. I need you to know that in life, we are all selling. Is it that you're selling a product, you're selling a service, and you're selling yourself? Go unto him when opportunity comes and is not prepared. So when you meet people, how do you introduce yourself? Because when you meet people, they will never rate you higher than the way you have introduced yourself. Please, can you hear me mute that person? It's distracting me. Thank you. All right. So when you meet people and you introduce yourself, the way you introduce yourself is either they're carrying you at that level you have introduced yourself, or they're going to receive you a little bit below how you have received yourself, how you have explained or sell yourself. So it's very important that you are not selling yourself short. You have to be intentional with the way you network. And I said this, that ladies and gentlemen, if you are not networking in 21st century, you are not yet working. Let me say that again. If you are not networking in 21st century, you are not yet working. I need you to know that money is not in places. Money is in people. I need you to write that down. You want to send it into the chat room. You want to put it on your WhatsApp status. See, money is not in places. Money is in people. Opportunities are not in places. Opportunities are in people. So which means the more quality people you meet, keyword quality, the higher the potential of money you can make. The more quality people you meet, the higher the chances of opportunities you can create for yourself, maximize and profit from it. So ladies and gentlemen, networking is a critical life skill that artificial intelligence cannot replace. So if you want to be successful in your life, you want to be successful in ministry, in what you want to be successful in business or your career, you need to spend time networking. I mean, there are associations I joined intentionally, not because I really needed that association per se, But because I needed to meet quality people, I joined those associations. Some years ago, about 3-5 years ago, thereabout, I consulted for a real estate firm, and they told me that they were not making enough sales. They were not making sales. They were selling quite premium real estate. And I remember that during my consultation session with them, I said, you guys need to join Quality Association. So I recommended that they join a golf club as a company. So they joined a golf club. I mean, that's where you see retired generals. That's where you see serving generals. That's where you meet high network people that are retired but still working. Anyways, we came up with that idea, and in 3 months, their sales plummeted 300%. Why? Simply because they aligned themselves with the right set of people that can purchase their product and services. I joined Toastmasters sometimes around 2005, 2006, thereabout. And Toastmasters, for the benefit of people that don't know Toastmasters is an international organization that helps you polish your public speaking skills and your leadership skills. So I joined Toastmasters. I met people. As of then, joining Toastmasters and as of future for a year, if you want to become a member, because attendance is free. If you want to become a member, it was $150. But in 1 year, sir, I mined close to like $15,000 US dollars from Toastmasters, from my engagement with quality people, from the quality of jobs that I got. So ladies and gentlemen, who are you meeting in 2023? That is a rhetorical question that I want you to ask. We live in a world that is digital. So guys, and it's becoming crazily digital day by day. You need to take steps out of the digital world into the physical world for real life relationship building. Nothing can replace real life relationship building. I need you to write that down. Nothing can replace real life relationship building. As a matter of fact, it will go a long way. That is relationship building, real life relationship building will go a long way in helping you stand out and make connections that matters. This is very important. Like I said at the beginning of this conversation, networking, a lot of people think networking is going to event, sharing flyer, going to event, sharing your cards up and down. But you see, networking is often misunderstood by many people. I want to tell you today that networking is about making contact. And I want you to write now, this is me trying to define it again. Networking is about making contact, gaining their respect and trust, and of course, rewarding them in the end. So let me say that again. When we say networking, it is about making contact, gaining the respect of those contacts, gaining their trust, and of course, rewarding those contacts in the end. And the reward is both ways. Networking requires more than a simple introduction or a handshake in an event. It goes beyond that. Actually, networking starts after you have met people at event. People go for event, for instance, and you collect cards up and down. Then you don't follow up immediately. It takes about, you need to see my picture. It takes, you wait till the day you need the person, guys. So this class is going to be very practical. I tell people I'm not a motivational speaker. So this is a real life scenario, right? You go for a conference, you go for a workshop, you meet someone and you exchange cards. Then you don't call, you don't follow up. Then 3 weeks after, you now need the person. And you are even wondering that at what event did you meet this person, even though you're looking at the card. And you can't effectively introduce yourself. So you call this person because you need someone, you need the person. And you say, hey, hello, my name is Mr. Peter. I met you at so and so. And the guy is thinking, which one? Because the person too at the receiving end has also attended many events. At the end of the day, let's say the guy remembers, probably because you needed something. And that's why you're calling. You might not get it because there's something called emotional bank account. I've taught people in my community a lot about emotional bank account. You can't withdraw from an account you have not deposited in. And networking is about making emotional deposit. How many contacts you made per time. So This is the idea, Dr. Shugo. What are you trying to say? You go for an event, a conference, you meet someone. Number one, if you exchange cards, write the name of the person behind the card, write the event you met the person, or even if it is in a mall, write it behind it so you won't forget. That is one. Two, within the next 24 hours, make a second contact, make a second touch. Call the person. Oh, hi, Dr. Peter. I met you at the mall some few hours ago. This is me touching base. Kindly save my number. That's one of the effective ways to network. Like I told you, networking is deliberate, networking is conscious, and networking is highly intentional. So it goes beyond just introducing yourself. It goes beyond just saying hi. It is about sharing a vision. It is about expressing yourself as an individual to another person, sharing goal, and meeting with like-minded people and exchanging ideas with them. That is what networking is about. Ladies and gentlemen, at this hour of the day, I want to submit to you that networking should be an exciting approach towards self-advancement, including making money. Yes, you can make money, but don't make money your priority when you meet people. Add value. So let's look at this again, guys. I said money is not in places, money is in people. Money is not in places, money is in people. Opportunities are not in places, opportunities are in people. Once again, the theme of this advanced conference 2023 is run to where the money will be in 2023. Stop running helter-skelter. The quicker you meet higher quality people, the higher your chances of making money. All right, I need you to know something. This is the statistics. I need you to write it down. That a referral connection can generate 85% more results than a cold call. Let me say that again. A referral connection can generate 85% more results than a cold call. Dr. Shugo, what do you mean? When someone refers you to another person, when someone refers you or recommends you for some, all right, so network logged me out. Please confirm, can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can see my slide.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I said that a referral connection can generate 85% more results than a cold call. What this means is that when someone refers your product, or when someone refers you or recommend you or endorse you, there is a chance 85% higher conversion rate than you going to meet such people or selling it by yourself. That is very important. Did we get the concept at all?
Yes. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just who you know, who knows you and who endorses you matter. I'm a church boy. Jesus Christ's ministry wouldn't have been amplified without John the Baptist. John the Baptist was the happening guy as of that time. John the Baptist was like the biggest speaker as of that time. John the Baptist needed to reference Jesus and acknowledge and endorse him that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Savior of the world. That's how powerful these things are. Guys, you need to understand the power of an influencer. See, you might not, you don't need to like him, you don't need to like her, but your next level is in the hand of someone. God uses man to reach man. God will never come and meet you. So if you allow ego come in the way, you will have issues with the butler that would have introduced you to the palace. There's always a butler that needs to introduce Joseph to the palace. That's what I'm trying to say with the statistic that 85% conversion is from referrals. Who is referring you? Who is endorsing you? Why do you think corporations, companies, big companies, why do they endorse people like, they need the endorsement of people like Usain Bolt. They need the endorsement of what's this guy's name again? I'm not a football person. Of Cristiano Ronaldo, of Beyonce's of this world. It is networking. They are using referral, credibility. And you know what? Statistics says that most people you meet in life, they have a minimum of 250 contacts. So which means you don't have to do all the work alone. I love a particular quote by Brian Tracy. You know what it says? It says, I'm going to read it slowly. I'm going to say it slowly so you can capture it. It says, your choice of people you associate with will have more impact on what you become than any other single factor. Let me say that again. Your choice of people you associate with will have more impact on what you become than any other single factor. Ladies and gentlemen, I put it forward to you at this hour that the greatest form of bankruptcy in life is not money. The greatest bankruptcy of life is people. I lost my dad recently, and just one person, just one human being that I have in my contact bought all the wine from Lagos. I had to organize how to ship it from Lagos to Ilorin. Someone gave me 1M, someone gave me 250K, someone gave me. Guys, see, you can have money and not move mountains. But if you don't have money and you have people, you will move mountains. Because money is not the only form of wealth. Humans are currency. Humans is called social capital for something because you can actually use it to make purchases. Listen to me, guys. The right people, they are worth everything. Let me re-echo my slide again. Money is not in places. Money is in people. One of the earlier quotes at the beginning of my session says, your network determines your net worth. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. The farther you are from rich relationship, the closer you are to poverty. The farther you are from rich relationship, the closer you are to poverty. Humorously speaking, I tell people in my community, most of them are here, they've attended my webinars. I say it in Yoruba humorously. I said, it is intentional. So when you are far from rich quality people, you are closer to poverty. You are closer to penury because life harbors vacuum and there is no in-between in life. The one thing I have realized in my little life is that all the resources available to man, of all the resources that are available to man, the only resources that cannot be exhausted, that is inexhaustible, is your relationship, your social capital. Having coached and counseled and consulted for a lot of high net worth individuals, I realized something about the rich people. The rich people leverage on relationship and connection. Rich people leverage on relationship and connection. They don't joke with it. Okay, imagine someone is a billionaire is somewhere here in Nigeria, for instance, doing birthday for his 1-year-old child. His billionaire friend in Saudi Arabia will fly from Saudi Arabia with his private jet to come and attend the birthday. He's making an investment in the relationship. They are there for others. So they understand that people are to be loved, things are to be used. So when you watch American movies or you watch mafia movies, you also see this play in their life. They back up each other. So you're doing something, you're doing a picnic, a family picnic, you need me to be there, I am there. So that the day my private jet is not working, I can send for your private jet from Saudi Arabia. You'll send it to me to sort out my issues. So You don't have to network with everybody. You don't need to know everybody. You just need to know the right people that will move you closer to your goals. And because the universe and God is not the author of confusion, these people are not many. No, they are not many. You just need to recognize and identify them. So being there for them when they need you with your presence, it shouldn't be draining. So it's not as if you're networking with 1,000 people, 10 people, 30 people. No. There are people that are just 1 people, but it is 2 million in one. These are the kind of things we're talking about here when it comes to networking. Let's go to the next slide, guys. Relationship is a currency. Relationship is a currency. Relationship is a form of currency. I mentioned it before I got to this slide. So, and when you say something is currency, it means you can make purchases with it. Who is referring you? The credibility of who is referring you rubs off on you. I was in Ghana last year. Hey, let me put on this. You need to see my face. I was in real life gist. I was in Ghana last year, and I was pressing to pitch in a particular corporate organization. But one of my proteges happens to know the CEO. Stay with me very well. Then, you know, and when I mean protege, is protege. I'm older than him by the grace of God. I'm financially stable than him. I'm richer than him. But something funny happened. So this guy called. And when he called, he was speaking with the wife of the CEO. And she was like, ma, there is a coach and trainer here. He's a Forbes recognized coach. He's my friend. And I said, I'm not your friend. I'm not your cut the call. Cut the call now. Yes, I told him to cut the call. So the guy cut the call and he was shocked. And I said, I'm not your friend. Tell her I'm your coach. Tell her I'm your mentor. If you call me, I'm your friend. The woman looks at you like a son. The woman will also look at me as a son, because that's the currency you are purchasing me with. That's how you are selling me. I don't want to be sold like that. And in actual sense, me and you, we are not friends. I would rather prefer you don't give me that link than give me that link and be telling me that I'm your friend. I will not be able to charge my fees. Yes, you have to be very deliberate. You can't change what you're not aware of. The principle of growth is attention. Are you actually paying attention to life? There's a difference between what is happening and what is going on. He was seeing what was happening. Me, I'm seeing what is going on. Because what is going on is his own credibility. The level at which that woman perceives him. That's what is going to place on my life. I don't want to be sold like that. I don't want him to purchase me with such currency. So I said, no. Put it. Later, we amended it, and I got a good deal, a better deal that I want. But unfortunately for most people, they don't even know what they want. So I want to say to you guys, you are not wealthy until you have relationship that money cannot buy. Someone should write that down. You are not wealthy until you have relationships that money cannot buy. You see, the true worth of any human is found in the quality of his relationship. Listen to me, guys. There are people that are liabilities to your future. There are people that are liabilities to your future. Stop moving with them. Take conscious effort to surround yourself with people that are assets to your future. Let me see. Oh, Lord. I need you to write this down in the chat room, in your notes, because writing is an intrinsic part of learning. You need to be able to write. There's limit to how much you can recall and remember afterwards. Poverty and wealth are the result of whom you spend most of your time with. Let me say that again. Poverty and wealth, they are the result of whom you spend most of your time with. Do not expect positive things in your life if you surround yourself with negative people. Your life cannot be positive. Your business cannot be positive if the people surrounding you are negative. You can't rise above the level of your association. You can't rise above the level of people you associate with. Are you intentional at all? I know the people I want to associate with. I know how they sound. I know how they look. I know how they behave. I know how they carry themselves. When I see them, I move closer to them. Are you happy with me? Hope I'm not shouting too much.
Very good, Doc. No, sir.
All right. So far, quickly, for me, I love interaction. I don't want it to be like it's a monologue. Any questions so far, please? Any questions so far? Quick. Any questions so far, please? Then I get to the last part.
Not stable.
I wanted to see the picture.
Because a lot of times I had a conversation with some people in my network, and I remember saying that if a number of people you get stuck with Dangote, people don't even know what to ask him, so they will just limit it to taking pictures, because you are not intentional. You have not thought about how you can maximize and draw virtue from the opportunity to have contact with him. So let's look at this, which is my final lap for today. 5 ways to create wealth from networking. 5 ways to create wealth from networking, because the good book says something. He said the labor of the fool wearieth every one of them, because they don't know how to go to the city. And if they didn't know how to go to the city, then they return to the village. So last thing I want to talk about is 5 ways to create wealth from networking. Wealth is not limited to money. Wealth is not limited to money. Don't ever forget that. Wealth is value. So number 1, target the right relationship. Target the right relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be able to identify who you want to be valuable to. You need to be able, I see people as a business consultant, I say, who are your target audience? They say everybody. I say, okay, everybody cannot be your target audience. You are not oxygen and you are not money. And you know what? As neutral as oxygen is, as neutral as water is, the moment you decide to brand and package water, you must have an audience, because not everybody will like your brand. Water is the same pH everywhere, but you will agree with me that the audience of Eva water is different from the audience of Cascade water, is different from the audience of Nestle water. There are people that will not drink any other water if it is not Nestle water, for instance. So Nestle understands their niche. They understand who their target audience are, and your target audience also know them. So they know each other. So you need to be able to target the right relationships. Who do you want to move with? I had another experience when Alibaba clocked 50. So he did a surprise dinner was hosted for him. And I realized that the table I was assigned, the people on that table were the people that I would love to relate with, which means that the tables were numbered like, it was like association. The people that look like me, they are the people. On that table was Ubon King, there was Steve Harris on the table. There were about 3-4 other people on that same table, were on the same table at that particular event. Right relationship matters. And I looked at the table next to me, and I realized that everybody on that particular table, even though they were comedians, but they belonged to a certain cadre of comedians. They were on that table. So targeting right relationship simply means identifying who you want to become valuable to, and what does value mean to those people. Now, when we look at being valuable, there are 2 people you need to be valuable to if you want to create wealth. 2 people you want to be valuable to if you want to create wealth. The first person is your close relationship, and the second person is the solution provider. So to be valuable to your close relationship, you need to know who they are, what they want, what they are willing to pay for. And to be valuable to a solution provider, you need to know what they are willing to pay you for. So your goal as an individual is to identify the people that can help you create wealth and understand what they need to support you in your wealth creating journey. Targeting is all about identifying who you need to become. Now, targeting is about identifying who you need to be, who you need in order for you to become wealthy. It's not everybody that can make you wealthy. But do you know those people? There's something I call strategic pro bono, for instance. Guys, you can render a strategic pro bono to someone you need that can make you wealthy. But for some of you, stinginess will not allow you. And they just want to collect. Anyways, let me keep quiet. Number 2, create relevant value. Create relevant value. Create relevant value. The higher the value you create, the more indispensable you become. People that are indispensable, they carry less value. You will agree with me, in every organization, no matter the downsizing, there are people that they will never retrench. Rather than retrench them, rather than lay them off, they will call them for a conversation that we're not in a good phase at the moment. Please, can we reduce your salary? But we can't let you go. And in some other organizations, they may not even negotiate pay because they know that this pay is being justified by this person. This person is one of the life wire of our organization. Same thing with relationship. Create value. That is why I said you don't go into networking. You don't go into, or you shouldn't go into networking. You shouldn't go into relationship building with the sole motive of collecting. I have a large community. I outgive most of them. Last week, there's fuel scarcity. My inner circle is a 1-year paid community. It is called Thrive Tribe. I have access to where I can get fuel, that is petrol, at pump price. I bought 100 liters and I asked them, guys, who needs petrol? And I gave to them. I didn't dash them. I collected my money back and I did resell for profit. I sold at 185, which was the pump price. That is me creating value to my community. And they too will look at it that, okay, this is a paid community. I pay for 1 year. I'm getting some sort of value. Today, there was an event at Balmora in Federal Palace Hotel. I saw the information. I don't need that particular event. I shared it in my paid community. Some people from my paid community went. That is value creation. They shared picture. One of them was on the red carpet, and she sent and shared it with on our particular WhatsApp group. And she was like, oh, they even interviewed me today. La 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 la. In my inner community, I have people in Canada, I have people in US, I have people in the Gambia, Abuja, Lagos, Abeokuta, Warri, Bayelsa, different places. I look for ways to bring value. I see a book that will be relevant for each one of them. I do. Guys, stop taking. Stop taking. Look at like I said, because I'm a church boy, look at the churches that have the largest crowd most times. The church and the organization and the religious organization, they are not collecting from the people every time. They give value. But if it is every day, they are writing letter of assistance, people will get worried. Please create relevant value. And the only way to become valuable to a person is to create value that is actually relevant to them, value that is meeting them at the point of their need. Value creation is all about creating value that is relevant to your close relationship and solution provider. And you know what? If you want to create value, you need 2 things. Number 1, develop high income skills. And second, you need to develop certain abilities. So I'm going to share with you 3 high income skills you need to develop if you want to be wealthy. The first skill is creativity. Creativity, how you do what you do is as important as what you do. How you do what you do is almost as important, almost more important than what you do. That's creativity. Creativity or innovation skill. The second skill is relationship building skill. And the third skill is marketing skills. Guys, if you want to be wealthy in 2023, you want to be where the money is or arrive there before the money arrives, you have to be skillful in innovation. You have to understand relationship building skills, and you need marketing skills. So to create wealth, also you need to develop certain abilities. And there are 5 abilities you must have to become a wealth creating person. Oh Lord, I mean, I have so much. Let me rush. Number 1, the first ability you need is attitude. You must have a positive attitude. Have a healthy view about yourself. Have a healthy people. Have a healthy view about other people, and have a healthy view about the world. Your life cannot be positive if your mindset is negative. Number 2 is clear communication. Clear communication. Every wealth creating person I've met, they know how to express their ideas in clear, simple language. They also ask meaningful questions, and they listen to other people's ideas. If you're in my community, I've shared it over and over that the quality of the questions you ask determines the quality of the answers you get from life. The third ability is self-leadership, ability to lead yourself. It is the hallmark of wealth creation. So you need to be able to live by example. The fourth ability is confidence. Confidence. When you are confident and when you exude confidence, you are magnetic to your audience. This is very important. And the fifth ability is character. Is your character bankable? Character is the bedrock of trust, and trust is essential in every relationship. Guys, I have about 15 clusters of thrift, what Igbo people call Osusu, what Yoruba people call Ajo, that runs into about 15 to 18 million every month. I've run it for 8-7 years now. We have even grown into a cooperative. What I'm trying to say is there are people in that particular cluster of either the cooperative or the thrift that I've never seen before. They're in diaspora. I'm in Nigeria. No story one day. That's character. So this is very important. These are ways you can create wealth. All right. Number 3. So relevant value. No, let me share this particular real life story to buttress this point. I have a very close relationship with Alibaba. When I met him many years ago, I realized that his name is Alibaba GCFR. But as of that time, his website was called Totally Alibaba. So I went online. When I met him, I wanted to be close to him. I wanted my place to be different. So I went to check for Alibaba GCFR, and I found the domain name was available. So I bought it and I sent it to him and all the rest. The man did not even talk. This was at the advent of Instagram. Then suddenly I realized, maybe like 2 days later, he tagged me and mentioned my name. So Instagram notified me that Alibaba just mentioned you. And I saw Alibaba do a story that somebody has bought that particular domain name for maybe many years. And the person has been disturbing him to come and buy the name from him for 5 million or something ridiculous. You know how these guys behave. Coincidentally, around the time I went to do name search, whether it was available, that was when the domain name expired and the person had not renewed it. Bam. I got it and I sent it to him. My place in his heart is different. I have one-on-one relationship with him. I have access to his library. He said to me, anything you need, because he has one of the largest private library I've ever seen. He said to me, Shugo, anytime you need to use my library, it was because I created a relevant value. Guys, find ways of creating value. Number 3, grab the right attention. Grab the right attention. One of the fastest ways you can get anybody's attention is to give them what they want. One of my close friends is Steve Harris. Steve Harris was mentored by Fela Durotoye, and Steve Harris said in one of his stories that when he was going to get Fela Durotoye's attention or get into his life, he said he walked up to him and told him Fela had just written a book, and he said to Fela Durotoye that, "Sir, I will help you sell 1,000 copies of your book," and he did. The rest is story. So one fastest way to grab anybody's attention is to give them what they want. So people are attracted to what they want in the same way a fish is attracted to the right bait. So attention grabbing is as a result of about understanding what your close relationship wants and your ability to give it to them. last year, I did a total of 16 webinars, free webinars in preparation for 2023 for members of my community. And trust me, did I get the attention? Yes. It was in that process I grew a particular WhatsApp class from 600 to the maximum capacity of a WhatsApp class, 1,000. And I have 56 WhatsApp groups with people. In fact, the webinars were sold out. Once I start the webinar, in less than 10 minutes, we are sold out to maximum capacity that particular package of Zoom can accommodate. Because I gave them what they wanted. I told them, guys, see, you don't get to December before you start thinking about January. You have to start thinking about it from your last quarter. I did a lot of series. We had a vow in my community for people that were truthfully aligned to me, that people always say January is dry. I want you guys to make a vow with me that your January will not be dry. But if your January will not be dry, you need to do this, that. I don't want to count how many people that came to meet me that Dr. Shogo, because of you, for the first time in my life, I am not having a dry January. You know how to get attention. So you need to be able to generate your own attention grabbing strategy. That's very, very important. So without the ability to command some sort of attention, you cannot create wealth. So to grab the attention of your close relationship, you need to position as a friend and an helper, not as a salesman. Not as a salesman. A large number of people from my community are here. I write for free, Mondays to Friday, for free. It's not as if at the end of the article, I will sell something. No. Some of you are not making money on Instagram because every time, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. Educate, educate, educate. In fact, 75%, 70% education, 30% sales. Let people come to your page and gain value. Let people come in contact with your brand and gain value. That's how to gain attention. Not every time selling, 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 selling. And number 4, build wealth creating rapport. So the process that begins every form of relationship is rapport. But building wealth creating rapport is about developing the ability to connect with, converse with, and add value to your close relationships. So learn to make positive connection and learn to have meaningful conversation. Those are the 2 ways to build wealth creating rapport. So there's this group of Alajas. I am their coach in Abuja. We started this relationship last year. I've been to Abuja this year. They flew me in just to have a strategy session with them. But over time, I've been able to build a solid rapport that we started talking about wealth creating opportunities. And they were telling me things they do, things their husband have taught them that are big shot in government. My eyes are opened. Some of you don't know how to hold meaningful wealth generating conversation. I have a friend here at the moment. In fact, may not be a certain person in the line. Shola Nima, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Dr. Shogo.
All right, that's fine. So for privacy's sake, I won't just go into details. But Shola is the person I'm referring to. That's Dr. Shola Nimashawa. He's one of the topmost photographers in Nigeria. I had to tell him that, all right, this is what we do to multiply money. This is how I'm able to manage money. And I said, come, let me drag you into it. January, he called me. He said, Dr. Shogo, Bahoni, Kiniko. Before you know it, it's not every day. You have friends, many useless conversation. Oh boy, you know, see as they don't increase petrol, you don't see cash for your side. I want conversation with she. Useless conversations. Please stop engaging in low-level conversations, guys. Learn to hold wealth creating conversation. That's number 4. And number 5, that can make you wealthy. Exchange value that can make you wealthy. The value exchange process is the final process of wealth creating and problem solving value chain. Let me tell you, value exchanges actually occurs when a close relationship decides to become a customer. Dr. Shola tells me something, that Dr. Shogo, you are one of the few friends in my life that patronizes my work and pay me. Shebi, there is this popular saying when we were growing up that business prospers when friends and relatives pay their due. Exchange value that can make you wealthy. Stop. Any friend that is always underpricing your services because they are your friend is a useless friend. I don't know how to say it more than this. So, before we conclude, let's do a recap. We looked at the heart of networking, and we talked about your network is your net worth. We looked at the successful networkers. They know that if you want to continually receive referrals, learn to put other people's need ahead of you. When you make other people happy and satisfied, they will talk about your brand. They will move from being your fan to being your advocate. And network marketing is networking is marketing, and you need to be able to market yourself, your uniqueness, and what you stand for effectively. Because nobody can blow your trumpet like you do. You are the only one that understands the key of your trumpet. And I mentioned that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not networking in 21st century, you are not yet working, which means that the things you're looking for, you are just 1, 2, 3 people away. So you have to take networking seriously, right? And I said money is not in places, money is in people. The higher the number of quality people, keyword, quality people that you meet, the higher your possibility or probability of encountering money and seizing opportunities. We mentioned that relationship is a currency. Be intentional who you permit into your inner circle. Be intentional with the energy that is in your personal space, because it influences whether you are creating opportunities or you are chasing opportunities away. If you are not moving with high quality people, you are closer to poverty. If you are not moving with wealth thinking people, then you are closer to poverty creating people. 5 ways to create wealth from networking. Target the right relationship. You need to understand and know, okay, who are my right audience? Where are they found? How do I reach them? You need to look like the people you want to meet. All right. Number 2, create relevant value. It's about giving. So it's about depositing before making withdrawal. That's very important. Number 3, grab the right attention. So you need to create your own attention grabbing strategy. All right. Look at Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was going to grab the attention of the master. He had to go and climb. Look at Moses' mother. She was going to grab the attention of Potiphar's daughter. Look at the strategy they created. What strategy are you creating to grab the attention of the right people you want to meet? Think about it. Then build wealth creating rapport. During the series of 16 webinars we did towards the end of last year, I told you that, see, guys, gift, not I can sing, I can dance. I mean physical gift opens doors, and it's a way to actually also create wealth creating rapport. And then number 5, exchange value that can make you wealthy. Exchange value that can make you wealthy. This is very critical. Exchange value that can make you wealthy. So you want to understand, you want to pay attention to people in your network, people in your life. Do they place value on what you do? Are they patronizing your brand? Or they are taking, in Yoruba language, they'll say, it means that I don't want to take money as you used to patronize my friend. I don't want to go and patronize an outsider. But you have so-called friends in your life. Rather than patronize you, they will go and buy from somewhere else at a higher price. But when they occasionally come to you, they want to underprice you. Those are wicked people. That's not a relationship where there's exchange of value. Now, before we conclude, there are 4 categories of people we all need in our network if you want to go to where the money is. If you want to meet the money in 2023, 3 categories of people that we all need in our network, irrespective of your academic background, irrespective of your professional background or the industry you play. Number 1, you need the influencer. Number 2, you need the creator. Number 2, you need the expert. And number 4, you need the connector. Who is an influencer? An influencer is someone that has the capacity and capability to change people's perspective of what you do. All right? Remember the story of John the Baptist that I talked about, Jesus. John the Baptist had to introduce him. John the Baptist was the influencer in that particular context. Guys, An influencer can be someone you don't like. An influencer can be someone you don't. An influencer can be someone you are older than. But what you need to be done, the person that can amplify it for you is that person. Set your ego aside. Align with such an influencer. Add value, and if it requires you to pay for the services, please do pay. I remember during wedding of Tiwa Savage, also Banky W wore Ebuka wore a particular agbada that went viral. The tailor's life changed overnight. My Atafo made the cloth, the wedding dress of Tiwa Savage when she got married at half the price. But the multiplier effect of other brides that wanted that's an influencer. Now let's look at who a creator is. A creator is someone that they own their own platform. But what you do find expression on their own platform. So let's look at medicine, for instance. If you're a biochemist, if you're a microbiologist, you will always depend on a bigger hospital for referrals. Let's look at catering. If your own specialty is just small chops, you will always depend on a bigger caterer or an event planner to give you referrals. Because there's no event that the major meal is small chops, except it is a very small meeting. So you need to align with such people. I used to be an MC big time. Now I was getting jobs on my own, but there were some sort of bigger jobs that it is A-class and A-list event planner that get those jobs, and everything has been outsourced to them that please get us a relevant MC that fits this event. So I befriended event planner and I got jobs from them. I made money, yes. So that's who a creator is. Now a connector seems to know everybody and knows what introduction to make and at what time. For instance, somebody introduced me to the convener of this conference. And that is why I'm here. Not like I have a direct relationship with the convener. So the person that introduced me and gave me the link for this conference is the connector. That's the connector. And actually, because the person is even here, let me just give credit to who credit is due. The convener of this event, once again, in case you guys don't know, is Akinwale Ogundipe. But the person that referred me that I got on this platform today is Dr. Shola Animashaun. He was the one that connected us. That is the work of a connector. So guys, and it might amaze you for some of you that sell some high-end products. There are people in your life that can't afford your product, but they are connectors for you to people that can afford it. But because you are looking down on them or you have looked down on them, they will not initiate that connection. Your choice. And the last but not the least are the experts. Guys, when we talk about expert, it's just the word expert. You need a lawyer in your life. You need an accountant in your life. You need an immigration officer in your life. I mean, there was a day, not even before the advent of this running out of Nigeria, well before that time, I got refused Dubai visa because I didn't pay attention to my passport, that my passport was just 6 months, was less than 6 months to expiring. So Dubai refused me and I was going to write a professional exam. All I needed to do is make one call. And the person who was a connector connected me with an immigration official that did my point. I have immigration friend, I have banker friend. When I need mint, I have 2 or 3 banker friends that can supply me mint. Now there's cash trap, meaning I hardly use cash, but I still have cash at my disposal. Why? I have an expert in my connect that will help me get it done without sweat. Guys, be intentional with your relationship. How quality are your relationship? Some of you, the contact you have on your phone, they are so useless. It's they are load. Go and delete them. Because if you don't delete them, high quality people will not come. The conclusion of the matter is networking is not assumed. Networking is deliberate, it is conscious and intentional. So the remaining days of this year, luckily we're having this conversation at the beginning of the year. I need you to pay attention to these things. Decide. It starts with a choice. It starts with a decision followed by taking action. Where are the people, the kind of people I want to meet, where are they found? And how can I be of service before requesting for service? That is that. You can, in case you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Shugo. You can connect with me on Facebook. I have a community with over 8,000 people on Facebook. It's a group. It's called Class of Dr. Shogo. Just search Class of Dr. Shogo on Facebook. Request to join, and admin will add you. We have participants from over 10 countries. I'm on Instagram at Dr. Shogo, and I'm on Twitter at Dr. Shogo. My LinkedIn is also Dr. Shogo. I have a community on WhatsApp where I teach every day. So if you want to join the WhatsApp community, you can just chat that number. That is also my website. Before I go, I have a product I quickly want to share with you. Few of my products, I will just talk about it briefly, then make an offer because of the convener of this event. Now, this is a book. It is called How to Use Social Media to Promote Your Ideas, Your Business, Your Product and Services. This book is $40. Now, this is another book, Thoughts of Dr. Shogo. There are life lessons schools don't teach. This book is $20. That makes $60. This is an audio course. It is called Building Personal Capacity for Success. There are 4 key areas of life you need to build capacity if you want to be truthfully successful and make money. You need to build your spiritual capacity, your emotional capacity, physical capacity, and the other one, I won't talk about it. This audio course is $15. Master everyday communication, guys. You convey your dreams and aspirations with words. You convince people with words. You justify your price or your request with words. If you don't know how to communicate, trust me, you won't go far. Communication is also a life skill that no artificial intelligence can replace. Okay, this audio course is $15. Now, this is also another audio course. 5 risks you have to take in life. 5 major risks you have to take in life. It's an audio course, is for $15. 10 things powerful women do differently. Having consulted for high net worth women that are captains of industry, I realized 10 traits that every woman must have. If you're a man, you want your wife to give you rest of mind, or you have a daughter, or you're a woman, you need to purchase this audio lecture. It's for $15. Finally, second to the last, this is a video course, 7 pillars of financial intelligence. There are 3 things we're not taught in school majorly. You're not taught about marriage, you're not taught about parenting, and you're not taught about money. Guys, you need to learn how to make money, manage money, multiply money. 7 pillars of financial intelligence is a video course. 1 hour, 33 minutes. This is $50. And the last product here is gaining clarity in life. You don't want to fake it to make it. A lot of people are interested in appearing rich than being rich. They are interested in appearing successful than being successful. So the choice is yours. This is a video course. Over 1 hour is $50. Total is $220. Dollars is about $740 at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. That's about 160 or 150 something thousand naira. I have all these products in this customized flash drive. I didn't make this flash drive in Nigeria. This flash drive is 59 gig. Everything that you have watched now is just about 1 gig, which means you have 58 gig that is free on this flash drive. Now, for the benefit of people that are in this conference tonight, if you want this flash drive, instead of 160,000 thereabout, you can have it for 60K. 60K is just 24 hours window, 24 hours window. In case you want to make a purchase, and if you're in Lagos, it will be delivered to you free. Yeah, if you're in Lagos, it will be delivered to you free. If you check the chat room, 003-282-0303, that is my GT account number. So just do the transfer. My surname is Oyeniyi. So once you see Oyeniyi, Osheon. Yeah, so you have it there. So just do make the transfer. You have it. If you're in Lagos, free delivery. If you're outside Lagos, you pay. You'll get it at 60K, but you pay 8,000 naira extra for it to be delivered to you anywhere. FedEx. I have an ongoing relationship with FedEx as well. So that is that about that. It is not the flash drive I'm selling. It is the content that the flash drive carries. Perspective. You need to get that. I tell people that you don't save for raining day. You save for opportunity day. You save for opportunity day. Guys, so that is that. The flash drive, I think I have just 10 left. If you're interested, just do a transfer. Then you can chat me on my number, which I've given already. Someone can help me chat it in the room, 080-7755-2220. So that is it about that. I hope you guys got value. I hope you got value. I hope you got value. I hope you got value. I think I can stop sharing my session, my screen now. Thank you for joining. Shout out to everybody that came from my community that are here at the moment. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, so over to you, convener. Thank you for having me once again. I'm not taking the privilege for granted. So you have my phone number. Dr. Okpebanwo, I honor you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, someone is saying we need the phone number of Dr. Shogo. My phone number is 080-7755-22220. I actually shared it, so probably we should do this again. So this is it here, guys.
All right, that's it. You have it there. It's right in,
Thank you,
right
sir.
there in the chat room. But it has been posted there like 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 times. So you have it written 4 times. Anyone would like to reach Dr. Shugo, feel free to do so on that line. I see that there's a hand up. Well, I don't know how much time we have left. Dr. Shugo has another meeting if attending, but he will still be, he's just still going to be on the system though. We probably would get him to contribute during the panel discussion. But let me see, how many hands do we have? We have only one hand up. So if we have only one hand up, maybe we take that. And also, talking about the books of that Dr. Shugo just mentioned. Now, those of us that are on the Advantage Conference Telegram community, if you are interested, you can indicate in that community as well, so that we can help you facilitate the processing and the delivery of the products. I want to advise everybody, get those products. Get those products. You will gladly. I'm telling you, I've attended Dr. Shugo's. I sneak into his meetings. Let me put it that way. I sneak into his meetings and I've heard a lot. And then I came to the conclusion that you're a prophet, and he laughed. All right, so we have the last speaker for today, and then we'll move into the panel discussion. I'm going to be bringing in another powerful man of means, a great man, and I can assure you we're about to have another blast. Get ready. I will read a redacted version of his profile. But let me see if I can get the one that is longer, so that I can actually you can get the full detail of this great man. All right. Dr. Enopris, are you in the building? Is Dr. Enopris with us? Yeah. Okay, he's with us. So we need him to respond. Dr. Enopris. All right, while we are waiting to get him to join us very quickly for another session, we are going to make it quick so that we can have a lot of time. All right, so Dr. Enopraise, our next speaker is a seasoned, successful, focused, and result-driven global leader and a king. He sits as the chairman of Chester Breed Group. He's also the co-founder of PALEDEC, Pan-African Leadership and Entrepreneurship Development Center, the privileged organizers of the Pan-African Humanitarian Summits and Awards. He is the executive director at Leaders Without Borders Development Center, Dubai, Canada, and the United States of America. The founder of Classroom to Boardroom Africa, Global Mentors Hub, and African Entrepreneurs Network. He is a World Peace Ambassador with World Peace Track, an international partner with WBAF. Dr. Enopraise is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, Delaware, USA. He is the author of 2 books, Customer Service, Make the Difference, Make the Profit, which is forwarded by Steve Harris, and a note from Sonye Alana, and Executive Presence Brand Development Workbook, with endorsement from Dr. Cheryl Eel, Mr. Charles O. Tudor, Dr. Mike Omotosho, and Mrs. Sonye Alana. He has an honorary doctorate degree in projects in leadership and human resource management and honorary doctor of layers. He is the director of Project for Africa World Business Center under the private office of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi of United Arab Emirates. Dr. Praise is an advisory board member of 316 Leadership and Management Academy. He's also a director in Women Who Win Africa, a women-focused non-profit, non-governmental organization. Dr. Praise is an advisory board member of the Asian African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, United States of America chapter. Please help me as I make welcome Dr. Enopraise. Dr. Enopraise, I hope you are with us now.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Please.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My boss, Dr. Shogo, good to see you. It was a great session with you.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I believe you've been having a great time. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we are seeing it.
Great. Okay, so. All right. So let's get straight to the point. Thank you. Okay, so this is who I am, basically. I don't know how to begin to explain this image, but this is who I am. This is my representation. This is who I've been called, who I was born to be, and this is what I am in the global space. So thank you once again for this opportunity to have me here. It is very, it's not a privilege, it's an honor to be here. I'll say, to speak to, entrepreneurs across the world, wherever you're watching from. So people often ask me what I do, who I am, and all of that. So in a nutshell, this is who I am. So with a personable approach and personal inspiration, I help business professionals create executive presence, image, and style that help them attract opportunities in 90 days or less. So I would love everyone to say this together, so you can unmute yourself and all say this. It's a great day.
It's a great day.
It's a great day.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. Yeah. All right. So the question is, why is it a great day? Why is it a great day? That's one thing you'll be asking yourself. Okay, you said it's a great day. So why is it a great day? So it is a great day to meet you. It's a great day to be interacting with you. It's a great day that you had an interaction with Dr. Shogo. It's a great day that you're learning something new that you've never learned before, even if it's something that you've known, but it's in a different perspective and in a different direction. So it is a great day that you are here to gain something different from what you've heard before. So is it a great day?
It's a great day indeed.
Come on, it is. It is.
It's a great day.
Yes, it is. So, practice makes
Perfect.
I want us to answer. Practice makes
Better. Better.
practice
Better.
makes
Better.
perfect. Okay.
Better.
Okay. So let's take it. How many people are saying practice makes perfect? Practice makes perfect, right?
Better.
Yes.
Practice makes better.
Yes, sir.
Better.
Okay. Whoever told you that?
Because there's no perfect situation in life, and there's
Yeah,
always an
there's no-
opportunity for improvement. There's always an
Great.
opportunity to get better.
Okay. So that means you said practice makes better. Great.
Exactly.
So for the people that say practice makes perfect, why does practice make perfect? I'm sure it's something we learned from school, right? Isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, so practice does not make perfect. Practice will never make perfect. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes improvement. Does
That's
that make
right.
sense? Practice,
Yes, sir.
practice will never make perfect. Practice makes improvement. Whatever you practice consistently, you do not become perfect in that thing, you improve in it. So for people that have been saying practice makes perfect and be telling your kids and your siblings that practice makes perfect, hey, it's time to change it. Practice never makes perfect. Practice makes improvement. What can you say this is?
Looks like a thief.
Okay. Any other person?
A ninja.
A ninja? Nice. Any other person?
Terrorist.
Okay. Okay, so you can ninja, terrorist, thief. So you can say this is a suspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my session is usually very interactive, so I would need interaction from you guys. Okay, so you can say this is a suspect, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, and who do you think this is?
Looks like an executive.
An
Business
executive.
executive. Yeah.
Great. So this you can say this is a prospect,
Yeah.
Right.
right? I'm going somewhere, so you need to follow me. So you can say this is a suspect and this is a prospect, isn't it? Isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
Correct. So let me start off by saying you do not dress like a suspect and expect to be taken as a prospect.
Wow.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You don't dress like a suspect and expect to be taken as a prospect.
Hmm.
In this age, what people see is what they get attracted to.
Hmm.
I like to use the analogy of a container and the content. So for instance, you go to a supermarket or a supermart to buy a bottle of water. You are very thirsty, okay? And then you walk into the store. Let's look at the consideration that you are very thirsty. So you walk into a store and you grab the bottle of water and discover that the container is dirty, is scruffy, it has dirt on it. Will you go ahead to take the content of that bottle?
No.
Not at all.
Cholera.
Okay. Why? I need two people to tell me why. Two people to tell me why. Why wouldn't you drink that water?
Because it's obviously not from a clean source.
Obviously not from a clean source. Okay. Any other person?
It may be contaminated.
It may be contaminated. Great.
No.
So it is the same thing when it comes to your personal brand and in the corporate world. When people see you and you are looking scruffy and untidy, even if you have a good content, no one would want to listen to you because the first thought is that you are contaminated. You are unclean. You don't have content. You don't have value.
Wow.
So people look at the container and respond to the container irrespective of the content. So if your container is not in sync with your content, hey, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to make money. You'll be losing money. Because people look at the appearance. They look at the outwards. People want to buy into your appearance before they buy into your content. It does not matter the kind of value you have. Value is not seen until communicated. And if value is not communicated, there is no way they can buy it. So if people are not buying into your physical appearance, which is your container, there is no way they can partake of your content, which is the value. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to be talking about executive presence and personal branding, which is a very core for me, and which is what most entrepreneurs and, pardon me if I may say, most executives lack in this age. So the question is, what executive presence, what is it? And do you have it? I wonder if you can recognize these three people. Are we there?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you recognize these three people?
Eladro Toye.
Okay.
Lumelu.
Okay.
Oprah
Winfrey. Great.
Yeah.
Great. When these three people walk into a room, what happens?
Standing ovation, loud shout, people screaming.
Presence.
Presence. Standing ovation. People are whispering.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you didn't know them and they walk into a room. Would you turn to look at them?
Obviously not.
I will.
I will not turn to look at them.
If they walk into a room and you didn't know them?
I will not turn.
I will
No,
turn.
I will look at them, definitely. Their packaging
well
is
dressed.
attractive.
They are what?
Their
They are well
packaging is
dressed.
attractive. They are well put together.
dressed. Okay. Can you see their posture? Are they standing straight?
Yes.
Great. They are well dressed, they have composure, they have confidence, right? And they're standing tall, they're standing straight.
Yes.
Correct.
Great. So there is no way they walk into a room that people will not notice that
We're not
someone has
notice
walked
them,
in.
of course. Exactly.
Absolutely. So the question is, when you walk into a room, do people notice that you've walked in? Even without speaking a word when you walk in?
Word.
So have you ever been in a room and someone walks in and it seems like the person owns the room without saying a word? Have you ever experienced it? And then you ask yourself, what is it about this person?
This person.
Think about it. What was it that made you, or even all those around, or all those present, to incline towards that individual? Was it because of the way he dressed, the way he spoke? Maybe he didn't even speak, but the way he dressed and the way he walked and the way he carried
Packaging,
himself.
appearance, voice.
Great. So executive presence, what is it? Do you know it? Executive presence is a form of social currency. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, sir.
So executive presence, or EP, is a set of qualities that telegraphs to others confidence, poise, and authenticity. So in this age, if you do not portray confidence, poise, and authenticity, you are not walking towards where the money is. People want to see confidence in you to do business with you. People want to see poise in you to do business with you. People want to know that you are authentic for them to do business with you. So executive presence is the art and the act of developing credibility and managing perceptions. This is done by creating a powerful personal brand. We've always said it, your personal brand is who you are, is your real person. Permit me to say there are three people in every person in the world. The person that you are, the person that the world sees you as, and the person you want the world to see. There are three personalities in every person. The person that you are, number one, the person that the world sees you as, number two, and the person you want the world to see you as, number three. So how you create that determines the kind of clients and the kind of people that comes into your circle. Excuse me. So the first thing is creating a powerful personal brand. The second thing is effective interpersonal and communication skills. Everything you have to do in the business world, in this sector, in this area, in this century, boils down to communication and interpersonal skills. How are you able to communicate what you do? So if I ask you in 30 seconds, sell your business and what you do to me, what will you say? I need two people to do that. Two people. In 30 seconds, convince me to do business with you. Any two persons. Anyone willing to try? No one willing to try?
My name is Esther Omodiagbe. I'm a communication skills trainer. I help professionals, business people, and leaders in different sectors acquire the ability to speak and write with competence and confidence.
Thank you, Esther. That was apt. Thank you, Esther. That was great. Any other person? Any other person? Okay, so let's proceed. The thing is, if you do not try, you can never know if you can get it right or wrong. But let's proceed. So one of the key words Esther used was help. So in communicating what you do, there are key words and phrases that you must use. For instance, hey, my name is Ayo Fadumi. I can be your leadership doctor. You need me to build your leadership skills and your team as well. Great. So the thing is, when I mention what I do, there are key factors, which I'm going to go back so we can just see. There are key factors in that. So I said, with a personable approach and personal inspiration. I help. The key word is help. Do you understand? Key word that every entrepreneur, every businessman needs to hear is help. How are you going to help me? And my other key word is attract. And the last keyword is my time frame, which is 90 days. So how do you do what you do in a time frame? Okay. Let's go back. So effective interpersonal and communication skills, very important. The third one is impeccable personal appearance. I cannot overemphasize this. You need to come out the way people are going to be wowed. Irrespective of where you're going to, irrespective of what you're doing, people need to be able to buy into your appearance. Hey, this cannot be overemphasized. I believe years ago when we were growing up, we used to hear the phrase, you dress to be addressed. It's becoming different in this age. For me, I'm using a different word, but it's still the same thing, dress to be addressed. So if your container and your content is not in sync, you lose the money. So impeccable personal appearance, very important. Very important. And the next one is confidence, composure, and charisma. Now, if you notice, I am using pictures of people to depict what I'm saying. And the pictures of the people I'm using are people that have what I am actually saying. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Great. So,
yes.
So you may think of executive president as solely a function of performance, but in fact, it is equally about image, influence, and the social currency that comes from being perceived as an expert. Perception, they say, is reality. But hey, what is much more real is the perception. Because what people think about you would form an image and form a perception of you about of you to them. So when people think of you, what comes to their mind? So I'm just going to ask, if you think of Tiger Woods, what comes to your mind?
Golf.
Golf. When you think of, I'm thinking of what to use right now. When you think of talk show, who comes to your mind?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah. Great. When you think of Black-owned entertainment and movies, who comes to your mind? Tyler Perry. Great. When you think of Facebook, who comes to your mind?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. When you think of Apple, who comes to your mind? Steve Jobs. Right? Great. So now the question is, when people think of you, what comes to their mind?
One is energy.
Okay. Energy is what comes to their mind. When people think of you, what comes to their mind?
Leadership.
Leadership. Great. Leadership. So executive presence is not just solely about the function of performance, but it's about the image, influence, the influence you make in your area of expertise, and the social currency. Your social currency is your followers, your network. I mean, you've always heard the word, your network determines your net worth. All right, so your social currency, and that is also, that comes from being perceived as an, when people perceive you as an expert in leadership, and they're thinking about leadership conferences and leadership talks and leadership trainings, the first person that comes to their mind is, hey, I know one person, Ayo, he's a leadership expert. Let's go to him. You see? So you need to be able to create that perception in the mind of people. So executive presence bridges the gap between merit and success. Now, this is what I call the executive presence development brand slide. Now, for me, executive presence is divided into two parts. People usually don't understand this when it comes to personal branding and executive presence. Everyone can just say, oh yes, I know personal branding is how to dress well, how to look well. It goes beyond that. So let me explain. This is the executive presence development model. Executive presence is divided into two parts, the external presence and the internal presence. Now, the external presence is called impact. That is where you get to interact with people and the guy says, hey, there was so much impact. You impacted my life just by talking, or just by your appearance, or just by knowing that you're credible. Impact. And the second part is the internal presence, which is influence. So the external presence is divided also into three parts: charisma, communication, and credibility. Charisma is broken down into three, which is your attitude, your energy, and your gravitas. The second one is communication, which is active listening, body language, and public speaking. When it comes to active listening, people of this age find it very difficult to listen. They always want to talk. They talk while you're talking. And when you talk while someone is talking, there is no way you can grasp and understand what the person is saying. So active listening is very important for you as an entrepreneur and as an executive person. You need to learn the art of active listening. When people are talking, keep quiet. Don't want to talk when they are talking. Because if you keep talking when they're talking, there's no way you can learn anything while they're talking. And then the other thing is body language. You need to be able to understand body language. People speak without even saying a word. Meanwhile, their body is speaking, their hands are talking, their ears are talking, their eyes are talking. Their body is moving and they're saying something. So you need to understand body language. And then public speaking. Learn the act of public speaking as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as an executive, as a pastor, as a thought leader, as an author, as whoever you are in the business space, you need to learn the art of public speaking, because it is the only way you'll be able to communicate your vision, your ideas to your clients. And then the third one is credibility, your personal brand and reputation. People deal with you based on your credibility, based on your personal brand, and based on the reputation they have about you. The second aspect of it is the internal presence. I need to rush this because time is not of the essence. Internal presence, which is the influence, is broken down into three parts also: competence, connecting, and confidence. Competence is broken down into three, which is business intelligence, network, and business savvy. And the second one is connecting. How good are you when you get to connect with people? When you go for a networking event and you go for a social event, how are you able to connect with other people, which is your interpersonal skills, your relationship management. And the third one is confidence, which is your emotional intelligence and your self-perception. Now, the last one is very critical. People step out and they're in the crowd and in the midst of people and they cannot talk. The reason why most people cannot talk is because they're not confident. And the reason why they are not confident is because they have no knowledge of what to talk about. So it leads me to the point where I say you need to know one thing about everything and know everything about one thing. Study. The Bible says study to show yourself approved. Why do you need to study? Because you need to know about the things that are happening. Know a bit about football, know a bit about medicine, know a bit about sociology, psychology. Know a bit about football, know a bit about security, know a bit about the human anatomy. But be an expert in one thing, but know everything about one thing and